Hello my crafty friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a tutorial how to color snow in Girl Moments by Coco. So I went ahead and colored all of this in just so that we get a full picture when I'm done. And I've had many questions on how to color snow. There are so many different ways to color snow. You know, you can do it, make it look realistic. You can make it look like it's fantasy. You can make it depending on what time of the day it is. Just, there's so many different ways. So I have like a little bit of a sunset thing going on here. So I'm going to make it kind of like whimsical snow, kind of realistic. But we're going to definitely make it look snowy. So I have a few colors here. I'm not sure if I'm going to use them all, but I want an array of like your nice, cold, neutral colors. So I got a light blue, a pale grayish blue, a frost blue, and a pale blue. And then I have some mauve, lavender mist, hollyhock, and violet. So you have like a blues and purples, almost like, think of like a bruise color. And then I also have my Poscas, which I know I will be using a lot of the white, and I might hit a little bit of the yellow and pink in there too, but we'll see. And maybe some dark blues. We'll see. That's the last step. We have to get this done first. And of course, I have my good old trusty jelly roll. So we're just going to get started. And the way I'm going to do this is because I'm not going to leave any white spaces. We're going to color all of that in and build off of that. So I'm going to go in with my like lightest blue color that I think would be great. And I think that's going to be our frost blue. So we're going to go ahead and go in and we're just going to color everything in with the frost blue. And then we're going to build colors off of that. And this may look a little dark because we know snow is white, but let's face it, when the sunset is going down, or like what they like to call blue hour, everything looks blue. And that's what we're going to kind of base everything off of. So we just want to get a good layer of color down. And I always go with my lightest blue if you're going to use your Ohuhus. I have another set of markers. I'll show them here to you in a minute that I got off of Amazon that are like Ohuhus, but they're much cheaper. And I'll show you the color that I would base this off of. And when we get into this little section, now I'm going to color it blue. We're going to do everything in this color. But like in here, we're going to muddy this up just a little bit because, you know, she's obviously been doing this for a little while. And if that's the case, then that's probably going to look a little different than the other snow. So I'm going to get this colored in, which I'll probably pause the camera and just get it done so you don't have to sit here and watch me. We're just going to get this whole white space all colored in with this frost blue. So I have another set of markers. They're called Jack Brown. For this color, this would be great, which is a cool shadow. So you just want to go with like whatever kind of marker set you have, your coolest or coldest blue color. And that's what we're going to build off of. And we're going to do a lot with not so much like coloring in like we just did with this marker. We're going to do a lot with dots. I know that sounds weird, but trust the process, it works. And then I'm going to show you how we're going to make the page look very frosty using the Poscas on the trees and the roofs and over the mountains in the background. And that'll kind of like pull this dark purple color a little lighter. You'll see it'll all come together, but we're going to use the Posca for that. But right now we want to build off of the snow portion of the picture, and that's where we're going to start in with these. So I'm going to go now in with what I would think would be my darkest purple color. And I'm going to see here. I'm going to think it's going to be the lavender mist. Let me see between these two. Wow, they're pretty close. I'm going to go with this one, which is the lavender mist. Okay. We're going to go in with this guy. And what we're going to do is wherever there's a line, that's where we're going to build our little dots here. We're going to go in with the darker color, and we're just going to hit it with some dots. Wherever you see lines, that's kind of where we're going to build off of. And again, we're not tracing, and they don't have to be perfect, believe me. We're just building, and just trust the process. I think that's the best that's the best advice I can give, because it looks a little ridiculous at first. But when I say just trust the process, you'll see. It will definitely come together once you get the colors going. And then we definitely want the darkest color up here at our ridge line. Okay, definitely in here, because that's kind of like where our shadow is. Okay. All right, we have a nice little base going. So that was like our darkest purple color. So I'm going to put that up here. And now we're going to try to find our darkest blue color. And I would think it's going to be, that pale blue. Oh no, this one actually looks pretty darker. Okay, so we're going to go in with this lighter blue. It says light blue. And we're going to begin to do the same thing, but we're going to try to keep it a little bit more pointed instead of flat. And we're going to go in between all of these darker purple. So we're not going as heavy-handed as we were before. Let me see if I can't zoom you in just a little bit. Okay, do you see how the purple is a little more flatter? Because I went heavy-handed. This one I'm kind of doing just the tip over all of that purple. Okay. See how already we're getting a nice contrast? Can you kind of already see the difference? I can. It might be a little harder to see. Let me move you out a little bit. But you're gonna see a huge difference. And we are gonna add some pink to this because we want that really deep frosty look. We have to get the dark base color down a bit. So here are my darkest colors. I'm going to put them aside so I remember that I use them. Now, the hollyhock is a little bit more of a pinkish color. And what I'm going to do with the pink color is in like where the out further closest like to the trees, that's where we're going to put that color while this dries, because we're going to add like 2 more colors to this. But like out in here, see how this is more of like a pinky color? And we don't have to do a lot of this. But we want a little bit of that contrast. And then just in a few little places, we'll add a little bit of that pink. Up in here, we won't do any. But just in a few places, like maybe like where you want it to look a little more muddy. We're not going to add as many. And we're going to go in with the mauve, which is kind of like our in-between purpley color. And that's where we're going to go in. Now I'm going to hold this one a little closer to the base because I want these to be a little bit bigger. We're going to go in and we're going to go right over some of those pinky spots. Okay. Now we're going to go in with our violet. Yes. And we're going to bring in this color mostly up in here. And again, I'm going to hold it back because I want these dots to be back here. And these should stand out pretty good now that it had some time to like dry. Alcohol markers dry pretty fast, but we want these to look a little bit more muddy. Okay. Alrighty, I think that's coming together. Okay, and then we're gonna go up in here. Bring some of that in. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring a few little dots like this up into the mountain to give it a little bit of contrast up in here. Not much, just a little. We don't have to do much up in here. Because we're going to do a lot with this with snow. And that's with the Posca. Okay. So now that we used those markers, now we're going to start going in with our Posca. Okay. And we're going to start bringing in quite a bit of snow. So I want to use, I think these are going to be the primary colors. If I may not use them all, but I think those are going to be our primary colors here. And the white is going to be for sure. And I think that's probably the only thing I might do is bring in a little bit of this right at our ridge line, which is our darkest blue, right at the ridge line here, because you really want to set that off, that is pretty far away. So I'm trying to keep it. Okay, and definitely in here. Okay, and then I think I'll go just where the lines are. Now your paint pens, your Poscas, They are definitely going to take some time to dry, so make sure you don't smear them with your hand. Okay, so we're going to go in with the white Posca. And I think we're going to work on our trees in our mountain first so that this has a little bit of time to dry. So right away, we have this nice piece of snow. So we're going to go ahead and just get the white going here. We're definitely going to make that a thing. And then we're going to bring some snow down into here. And definitely down into here. And again, I'm using the dot method. And we'll definitely bring some snow down into these caps. And definitely down into these caps. And these don't have to be perfect. Okay. Alrighty. And then I know I'm going to put my hand over this one, so we'll work on some of these up here. So again, we want some white up top here. So we want the tree to look like it has snow on it. Okay. Definitely going to put some snow on the roof. On our mountain caps here, we're really going to go heavy in here. We're just going to white out the black line. And we're just going to go really heavy. With the snow. You can even bring some down into here. Okay. Alrighty, that's looking pretty good. I'm going to bring in some of that snow in the dips and the boughs of the tree. Again, you don't have to make it look perfect. Get down into like the boughs and the dips of the tree. And this one too. And then we're going to do the same thing on the mountain here. See, I hate when the colors turn like that though. So we're going to trace the mountain top. We're going to trace the mountaintop so that there's no black showing. Okay, and then we're going to bring down some snow. Nice frosty ridge line here, all along here. So we're not going to draw the line. We're going to like do the dots so it looks like a nice even snow. Okay, that looks great. And then we're going to do all of that again where these lines are. Of snow. I have such a hard time concentrating and talking at the same time. It blows my mind sometimes that I have that much trouble. But I'm really concentrating. Mine too. Okay, so the only other place that I really think we definitely need some, hopefully the other side is dry now, is we definitely need a little bit of powdery snow up here in the front. Yeah, we're good. And I'm going to take it a little bit onto the, what are these called? Snow tube? And here I'm going to space it out a little. Okay, and I'm going to go over just a few little things that I feel like we're really bleeding through. And add a little bit of more because we kind of covered up a good bit. Just a few. Don't have to do a whole lot. Just a little. Okay. Then we're going to go in with the light blue. Oh, you know where I need some right here. Okay. All right, I think it's coming along pretty good. Oh! Well, that just sprayed everywhere. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. Look at that. I've never had one of these paint pens do this before. Ooh. Oh, I don't know if I want to wipe it off. It's going to smear. I don't know. We might just use that as a happy accident. Because it's definitely going to smear. And it's all over my desk. Oh, no. But we're going to use this. And we're going to use this very sparsely. Like this is, we're not using a lot of this. Because what we want to do, what I'm doing with the yellow is, snow is very reflective. And we have like a little sunset sky going on. So in some places, I just want to bring a little bit of yellow and a little bit of pink in to reflect, like this, the sky is reflecting onto the snow. Not a lot. We don't want to go too crazy with it. And we're just going to make kind of like a line with it, like right in here. just so that we get that little bit of reflection, and it's kind of like our highlight color. And then down in here, I feel like we would get some reflection from that sky. We're not going to do a lot, like I said. And that might be all we do with the yellow up in here. Okay. And then we're going to do the pink a little bit in through here. And then we're going to add some snowflakes. We're going to add some snowflakes. Okay, I think this is coming along pretty good. I think we have a nice reflection now. And the reason I'm doing a little bit of pink, especially below, is because her outfit is pink. I think we're good because we're going to bring in snowflakes. So the only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to let it dry, and I'm going to try to go over once this really dries. Is it like dry? Because I hate, like, why is this like so pink? I want that to look more white. So I think I'm going to go over that, and then we're going to bring in some snowflakes. All right, my friends. So I think from here, it's snowflake time. So what I'm going to do is kind of like what we did here with the splatter. I don't want a lot because I don't want to minuscule everything, but we definitely want the snowflakes to show. So first thing I'm going to do is just take my white Posca, and we're going to bring in some flecks onto the darkest spots of the picture. Here's going to be our reflection. Of snow. Not a reflection, but just like so that you know this is snow. I don't want to go too crazy. Okay, I'll get it up in here. Okay, up in here. Same thing in the mountain. Okay, and then just in some random places. And then, of course, in our sky. And then here, I think I'll do a couple of these. All right, and since we have a little bit of this blue going on, what I think I'm gonna do is, so I get some spatter, I'm gonna take, because now that I have the blue kind of splattered in different places on here, it looks a little weird, so I think I'm gonna have to put a little bit of extra. Wasn't planning on this. This is just gonna be one of those little happy accidents. I'm gonna take a little bit of white paper and I'm gonna cover her face, okay? And I'm gonna pray to God this doesn't get on me. And we're gonna open this back up and see if we can't get this to splatter again. Let's see if it does. It's doing it a little. There we go. Let's see if we can't get it to splatter. A couple different places. So we have that look. And like I said, we'll just use this as a happy little accident. Okay. I think we're good. I didn't get it anywhere else but where I was supposed to. I'll take this off. I don't want to smear nothing. All right. So the goal now is to let this dry. But I think you guys kind of get the picture of what I mean by whimsical snow. Okay, friends, that's how I do snow. I hope this tutorial helped. I hope that you get some ideas, because there's so much more that you can do with this. You can do this, and there's so many different ways that you can do snow and reflections and make things look icy and however you want. But I just feel like this is a fun, kind of whimsical kind of picture, and really the focus is of her. So like the background and the snow and stuff is just kind of like to enhance the picture and just to make it look like, you know, she's definitely out there in the snow having fun. So I hope this gave you guys some ideas. The dots I really like. I like doing like the dot technique instead of lines. I really feel like it looks a little bit more realistic than just dark lines or lines that separate. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and that you also understand that sometimes happy accidents happen. Was not expecting the blue. I did not expect that. But it is what it is, and I don't think it looks that bad. If this wasn't a snowy picture, that may have not been a happy accident. But I think in the spirit of winter and snow, I think that was a pretty happy accident. So thanks so much for joining me today and giving up a portion of your day to spend with me. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much. And take care of yourselves and stay crafty.